Vaisali Sridharbabu. I work as a Vice President at Royal Bank of Scotland. I've been with Toastmasters for around 5 years, close to 6 years now. I belong to a club called Majestic Chennai Toastmasters, which is also part of the Division B, if you all know how the geography of this works. Currently, I serve as the District Chief Judge for District 120. So I think that's a very short and brief introduction about me. Without wasting time, I'll start with the session. So first, I just want you all to recognize these two people. You all know who these ladies are? Huh? Someone said who really, okay. Other person. So what's common between these two ladies?
They acted in the same movie.
They acted in the same movie. Something else?
Woman.
Aishwarya. Okay. So Aishwarya is a commonality between these two people. Fine. So if you look at one woman is a kind of a local icon and other is a global icon. So this is the difference between these two personalities. How many of you looked at the agenda today? Yes, BP put down you are not perfect.
You ask questions?
Ashok sir, I am not asking. I'm so perfect always. So what is the title of today's session of the education session? You got it from this. Okay. So the session is all about superpowers in Toastmasters. Fine. They all tell about who's the BPM of the club? Ashok sir. So who all have joined the club within 3 months or 6 months of span? Less than 1 year. Okay. This is the okay, they would have told a lot of things. You will improve your public speaking, you will improve your communication, this, that, etc., etc., etc. Finally made the payment and you all are here, right? So apart from public speaking and communication, Toastmasters is one platform that has got so many other things to offer. Right? So today's session, I'm going to walk through about what are all some of the other things apart from this traditional public speaking, communication, and leadership things that I was able to acquire in my journey and was able to apply in my professional life to become a better professional, a better leader, and put together a better human being. So that is something that we all are going to see. So to start with, these two women, right? One is a local icon, another is a global icon. Now let me take a small example of what happened here. When the Toastmaster of the day was presenting, she wasn't sure about who Vishnu is. She was searching the face. Vishnu. Right? So that is what happens. So the basic agenda about the thing is to build internal connections. You have to start building connections with your own club people. For example, you all know what is Tejasvi studying. How many of you know what is she studying? First, you all know that. Okay. So what is she studying?
Law.
Anybody?
Law.
So 2 years or 3 years down the line, if you want a legal opinion, you have someone to do without a fee. Right? Okay. So what is Trisha doing? Anyone has an idea? She has no idea. What is Trisha doing? Something. So she's working on an ABC company. You have a fresher in your house tomorrow. You want a reference, you go and ask fresher. What is Ashok sir doing? He's retired from so and so concern. He's retired from so and so concern. So you want any reference from there, you go and get it. So the basic thing starts with building internal connections within your club. When you start networking within people within this room, somewhere or the other, that will start helping in your spaces apart from your public speaking and communication. So first thing is about building internal connections. Now let us go one step up. Right? So I have come from some other club. Who else has come from some other club here? Anybody? One gentleman who has taken a break from Toastmasters has come. I'll address him later. But anybody else? No.
Online. Yes.
Online we have any guest? Somebody or someone? Okay, someone is. Now what happens? When you start building connections with people apart from your club. Why this is very, very important? Again, now you have a lawyer, you have a software consultant, but what is that you want the advice from a doctor? What is that you want an advice from someone as a real estate agent? Or you want an advice from somebody from a college institution? Then you want all this kind of free advice apart from YouTube Reels, apart from Instagram YouTube Shorts, apart from Instagram Reels. Live advice, live suggestions, you always get from Toastmasters pattern. This is something that I have experienced in my life. I got a job offer in BNY Mellon. So I thought the package and everything was good. But when I asked about a person who is a Toastmaster working in the corporate club, he blindly said, don't go to that team because that manager is ABC. are some of the little things that you tend to build within your community. Now, Prisha calls all of you asking for roles. Yes. So when she first calls, what happens? First, she will ask, "Hi, ma'am. How are you? Are you available?" The conversation. She will call only when she wants something. That's a different story. But being the VP, what happens when you then I'm saying that no, this week my mother-in-law has got a surgery. So out of nowhere, she has to ask, "Oh, Appadya, what happened?" So you say that no, she's undergoing a knee replacement. Oh, is it so? Okay, my party also has to go in knee replacement. Can you suggest a doctor? This is how the conversation builds up and you start building connections with people. Be it internal, it's helpful. You have to pass for this gentleman. So this is how we start building connections within the fraternity. So the first thing about the superpower and Toastmasters is about building connections. Be it internal connections and build your external connections. So that's the first trait that you all have to practice. Before you go home today, at least get the names of all the people in the room and then step. So that's the first thing that you all will do. Now, so if you see, these are some of the companies in which we have Toastmasters Club today. Right, from Barclays to Caterpillar to Comcast. I just put a very handful of organizations where we run clubs, but there are more to it. Any kind of reference you want, any kind of referral, this, that, any opinion, you have a Toastmasters in all of these organizations to help you out. Fine. The second thing is we have got doctors in the fraternity, we have got lawyers in the fraternity, we have got entrepreneurs, we have got teachers, we have got banking professionals. You want a loan in SBI, but you don't know someone, we do have a Toastmaster who is working as a ATM in Toastmasters. That is the kind of connections you all have to start building up. And the most important thing is it all starts with internal connections. Because you go and introduce to someone, say that I'm a Toastmaster, the first question they will ask is, "Sir, in the club leader." So your identity sticks to your home club. So start building connections within emerging leaders. So once you practice the template internally, leverage that to the external platform. Now, are you able to figure out these pictures? How many of you have signed up for gym, went for 2 months, 3 months, and then left out? All right. How many of you started diets and left midway? Keto, paleo, etc., etc. Yeah. And how many of you commit to clean your homes on Sundays? Every Sunday I will clean my home. 2 weeks you will do. Third week, okay, you all get
Shift to Monday.
Shift to Monday. Nice. Then some of the husbands will promise from this week, every Sunday I will do the cooking. 1 week you will cook, 2 weeks you will cook, third week, next week you order why to cook. So what happens in all these modes? You start with something, then you leave it midway. It goes off. Somewhere it whiles away. Why? We see all motivation videos, how to be consistent in life, how to not give up on something, how to build resilience. That short-lived motivation stands only until the reel is on our Instagram feed. After that, it goes off. So, when you join a Toastmasters club, in the November induction, we all commit, I will do this, I will do that, etc., etc., all this coming. The basic thing is that 6 months of commitment builds in when you are a member of a Toastmasters club. Next slide. So what happens is, the second superpower is all about consistency and resilience. All of us have got consistency issues. I don't know, but I have a lot of consistency issues. I went to gym, I tried, you will know that I left the gym, I left the diet, this, that, nothing worked out. But if I look back my life, if I have done something, I've been a Toastmaster for 5 years. That is the only consistent thing I've done. So if I'm able to apply this pattern to something in life, then definitely I'll scale up in life. That's the confidence we all build up by being a Toastmaster. Next. So what happens? First step is 6 months you will make a commitment. You have to be diligent as a club officer. As a VP, you have to fill up roles. As a VPM, you have to convert guests. Then attending 3-4 meetings. Out of 4 meetings, 3 meetings you will start attending. Then preparing for meeting roles. 1 week TM Modi, 1 week general evaluator. Monthly once at least 1 speech. And trying to compete in contest. What happens once you lose a contest? Next renewal you don't want to renew. I know only this person will win. Halo effect. Judges know this person. He's been in the fraternity for a long time. All the inhibitions gets into your mind. But if you break all those and if you're able to come and stand on the stage and compete against for the next time, that's where you start building your resilience. The 6 months journey of being a member, that is one term in Toastmasters, as you start as a club officer by playing roles, you start building your consistency and resilience. 6 months you will have humorous and evaluation, you fail in both. The next 6 months when you appear for ISC and PT, your resilience is built. You have become that individual, that power. You can also give a TED talk, you can also make this resilient building plan. So this is the second superpower that we all gain by being a Toastmasters. A basic 6 months of commitment. When you look back, sorry, okay, meeting, the basic thing that you satisfy yourself saying that, okay, I've been consistent with something in life. The second superpower comes from your consistency and resilience. Next. Now, third thing is about explore and identify your quotient. Now, how many of you here heard Ashok speaking? Huh? BP has not heard. Okay. Yes. So, let me tell about what I have observed in Ashok. Ashok has got exemplary kind of a vocabulary. Grammarian can literally sleep when Ashok is on stage. No word. And so that Madhu is not here, but if you have heard Madhu Sridhar speaking, the flow and the attention to detail, the crystal clarity he carries, that's something that nobody can do. That flow, it's just like a waterfall. From top, it just flows. Nothing in between, no blockers. When you place these two gentlemen, your chat GPT will sing. That kind of an exposure and experience is what they bring in. Now we are all on digital age. You go type for your script. How many of you have used AI agents to write your scripts or refine your scripts? How many of you have not written scripts so far? That category is always there. So when you listen to people, especially who have soaked themselves in the fraternity, you tend to experience different flavors and relate yourself to that communication style and that leadership style. So when you are consistent, first is that you have to be consistent, and when you build your resilience, that will obviously help you to identify and explore your quotient. Maybe you're good in persuasive skills, you're good in storytelling, you're good in articulation, you're good in contesting, you don't know. You have to try. 6 months is just a trial period. You're paid. So you paid the money. So try. Take that trial. The more you listen, the more you speak better. The second thing is about your leadership quotient. How many of you have committed to be XCOM? Okay, present term XCOM. Leave these two. Anybody? Ashok is there first. In present XCOM. No. He's present XCOM. So what happens after performing an XCOM role, when you look back your 6 months, there's going to be definitely one strong quotient which you would have been built unconsciously. So my example I've put, because I've played all of these offices, by being a president, I was able to be a little more assertive. While being a VP, I was able to explore a lot of strategic plans, initiatives, most of them flopped, that's a different story. But still I had a platform to try it out and persuasive things. How many of you have arranged marriage here? Most of you. How many of you got married via matrimony? Arranged marriage, but no matrimony. Okay. Somebody, some broker would have told about you. They would have sold you. What they will say? Just like the Kalyana marriage. What do they do there? They sell you. Literally, they sell you. Talking about the merits. Just like how Ashok sir would have talked about the merits of this club. Most of you are here. The same concept, right? You develop your persuasive skills. Maybe you were doubtful of not to get married to this person, but you were persuaded at that point of time. You tied the knot and life started after that, right? So this persuasion is needed in your workspace. This persuasion is needed in your personal life, especially when you want to convince your spouse for something. Fine, you don't want to go out, you have to pursue. You want to go out, you have to pursue. So basically, when you start being the VPM, you will start learning your persuasive skills. VPPR, they always say that they develop creativity. Who's the VPPR? Okay. So after 6 months, go back to the first flyer you created and the last flyer you created. The comparison will see you how much creativity that you have developed within yourself. Active listening secretary, because you have to make the minutes of the meeting. Planning and budgeting, being a treasurer. At home, most of us do not have financial control. Either of the spouse will dominate in that. At least in Toastmasters, by being a treasurer, we have the liberty. So that is something that you will be able to build. Innovation for SAA. Why do I say this? Who is the SAA here? Absent is not here. Because what is innovation? Doing the same thing in different ways. Introduce the same president in different ways to become an innovative person. That's all. So this is a skill that you develop when you are a sergeant at arms of a group. Try to do the same thing in different ways. That's where your innovation comes in. So when you explore and identify, you tend to get all of these things and you will be able to mark which is your genre of expertise and then apply this template to your professional space, your personal space, your entrepreneurship, your business, your job, and or whatever you do in life. Fine. Okay. The fourth thing is about your strengthening your strengths. Can you recognize these three people? Yes? Okay. Chitra Singh, we all know.
Yeah.
One song, let us name one song what Chitra has sung. Any song. Over Kukal. Have you ever thought, why can't Chitra dance? Have you ever thought about it? You don't. Have you ever thought, why can't Dhoni bowl? We all want that sixer and then finish the match. That's it. Have you ever thought, why can't Abdul Kalam be even more groomed, fancy, just like recent politicians? All of these people, they have the strengths marked for them. When you start strengthening your strengths, people don't even know there is a weakness for you. So Toastmasters is one platform where that allows you to, once you identify what is that you're good in, you're good in assertive, you're good in persuading, you're good in innovation, whatever be that, there are a variety of opportunities for you to strengthen these strengths. Now, once you lose a contest, next time I will not train. All of us cannot become world champion of public speaking. Agree? Yearly only 1% can become. Either most of us, 90% of us, club level gone. Then 70 area, 60 at division, 50, and everybody gone at district, 1% will only go. So this is what happens year after year. So what happens? At club only I lose, next time I will not train. 2 times I fail, I will go. 3 times, 4 times, 5 times. But the challenge is, it's not just about winning a contest. There are other things that you unconsciously develop by being a Toastmaster. For example, in judging, you develop your analytical skills because you have to predict who will win. Not every time your 1, 2, 3 will match with the final results. Just like your share markets. Once you become be a voting judge for 6 months, and if you're a stockbroker, analyze how you are just making your investments, you would have unconsciously developed your analytical skill. Next is about attention to detail. By being grammarian and accountant, lot of people in your organizations, your people say that you don't listen much. Mainly your wife says you don't listen. If you want to listen to your wife better, then take more votes. As simple as that. Then articulation. That is the roles like SAA where you have to introduce the same president in different ways. You learn to articulate better. Storytelling. Sonda kade, soga kade, all kade, we come and talk in terms of different speeches. Most of the times we don't talk to the objective of the speech. Whatever the speech objective is, we only talk about personal stories. So automatically we all become storytelling experts. Better negotiations, PTM and DTE. Prashar will say, sir, nobody is giving speech, sir, you give speech this time, sir. Okay, we negotiate. That is how it works. Innovation and creativity, PR goals. What all apps you use? Canva. Then go to VPPR WhatsApp group, download 10 templates, copy, mix and match, you create your own template. That is how it happens. Constructive feedback in evaluation. You can't go and tell your wife that this is not as good, what have you done? You go and tell. So it's really delicious. But if you have added a little more masala, then give it an even more better. We all would have had a delicious meal, less drama at home. That's it. To make peace. Being a Toastmaster, it is not just about your professional life. You'll also learn to make peace at your own household. The next is about contextual speaking. This is something what you learn when you become district officer, an area director, a division director. So for a club milestone meeting, you have to give a different speech. For a club chartering, you have to give a different speech. For an area contest, you have to give a different speech. For a division conference, you have to give a different speech. So contextual speaking, which means you plan for a family trip, which you don't want to go. You have to convince your children in one tone. You have to convince your spouse in a different tone. You have to convince your relatives in a different tone. Contextual speaking achieved. So these are the other things. These are the other strengths you tend to strengthen in Toastmasters, though you lose a contest. It's okay to lose a contest. Except that 2 people, all others we lose the contest. 20 people in a club, only 2 will win. 18, we have to lose, no other choice. That's the rule. And if we go that no, I lost the contest, I will not win, you will miss all other things. Don't worry, they will also lose, but in higher levels. So just wait for them. And try to focus on these things. As simple as that. The last thing is to have mentors. Now, All of us have this protocol. How many of you first have mentors here? Okay, almost good. All of you have your mentors. Okay, how many of you were given mentors? He will be your mentor. No, you selected, you rejected, you were given mentors. So, how many of you voluntarily chose your mentors? Okay, fine. So now what happens, especially during the contest season, the person who wins the division conference, right, he will get minimum 5 messages that day. Ma'am, sir, I want to be your mentor. I want mentorship from you. We always go and ask the person who wins the contest to be our mentor. That is how it becomes. And we have some established names in the fraternity who year after year keep winning division contest, and they always have a separate fan following, and they actually become the mentors for a lot of people. But how much of a mentoring they do, that we don't. That's a different story. This is how it happens. Now let me ask a very small question. I think chess game is going on. How many of you follow the news? Yeah, what please? Okay, fine. So we all know Vishwanath Anand? Yes, no? Yes. Okay, yes. Who's the coach of Vishwanath Anand? Dead silence. Every second I get this silence. It's like that. Because mentors are the people who are extremely underrated. Why? When you choose the mentors, you cannot go and ask the person whom you actually want to become. For example, let us take Sachin Tendulkar. Sachin Tendulkar's coach was Ramakant. Ramakant never hit centuries, but he was able to make Sachin Tendulkar hit centuries. When you look at Balachandra, he wasn't a superstar, but he created a legend called Rajnikant who became a superstar. Same way, Gopal Krishna Gokhale was not the father of the nation, but he drove Gandhi to be the father of the nation. When you choose your mentor, it doesn't mean that that person should be an expert in public speaking or in leadership. Rather, that person should be an expert who can create experts of public speaking and communication. It's not that I'm saying that you shouldn't go and ask that winner to be your mentor, but we have got a lot of expertise in the fraternity who have soaked themselves, go grab and learn and get benefited out of that. Don't just get attracted out of the glory that happens in that conference. And who was your winner of your area contest? Anybody remembers? Because she is the second place, she will. Anyone, how many of you went to your area contest? Fine. Okay, how many of you attended your club contest? Okay, 1, 2, 3, so you're very similar. No.
Club contest.
Club contest. Participated, attended, whatever. Okay. So at least all of you got your 1, 2, 3 in your WhatsApp group. Who won?
Yeah.
Who is the third place in TT? Prabhu sir. Lawyer, which you can't resist. This is what happens, which means we forget people who win. It doesn't qualify them to be a potential mentor. Rather, look for people who have soaked themselves so well. It is always that the second place and third place winners said in the fraternity that they have got a very better learning because they will go back and introspect, why did I lose? The winner will not do that. So what happens? The learning becomes double. Reach your mentors in such a way that they know the craft to turn you to the person you want to become and not just go and copy the person who has already become of what you aspire. So these are the 5 superpowers that you can easily grab from Toastmasters. I want to make a small analogy here just because it's about superpowers. I want to relate it with Superstar of how this man actually applied 5 superpowers in his life to become the superstar. It is not that he gained it out of Toastmasters. It's just that there are 5 theories that he has applied in his life, which actually turned him to be a legendary icon. Now let us look from first. Rajnikant was always good in building connections. From Shankar to Amitabh Bachchan, internal, external, within club, outside club, both was done. Fine. The second superpower is about consistency and resilience. Every 2 years, Rajnikant's movies kept releasing. He actually started as a villain. Then he went on to play supportive roles. He was not the main lead, just like how we all did win the contest, but still he was consistent in acting and movies, and that's how his resilience was built. And the third thing is about explore and identify your quotient. He started as a villain in that movie, then Tilumuli he tried a comedy genre until he got established in movies like Billa and Basha, where he actually understood that style was his quotient. It takes time. Explore and identify. Take time. What is your genre? Is it persuasive speaking? Is it storytelling? Is it assertive communication? It takes full solid 6 months for you to at least identify your basic style of communication. Once he identified it, it was all about strengthening his strength, which was only style. Kamala Hassan was doing dancing, direction, producing, all these things. Everybody does everything today. But this gentleman did only one thing, which is just about time. So focus on your strength and keep strengthening it again and again. And the last thing is you always had a mentor without Balachandra. He would have just reminded us the same old conductor, Shivaji Rao, but the transformation happened from Shivaji Rao to Rajnikant because of his mentor. So if you are able to relate to these 5 superpowers in the fraternity, you all will also turn as superstars in your career and in Toastmasters. So thank you for the opportunity and being here.